Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, ask and answer a question, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. On this episode, I'm celebrating Memorial Day. Now I'm going to touch base on the holiday a little later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode I asked which DC character once lost their powers and temporarily had electromagnetic powers before regaining his powers in 1998. Well, the correct answer is Superman. And 9 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in a drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Denise Schnell from Shreveport, Louisiana. So congratulations, Denise. You need yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is an X-Men question. Which X-Men was the only original member on the X-Men roster when it was revamped by Marvel in 1975? Now here are the hints. The first hint is that this character's codename is derived from the Roman and Greek mythology creatures who only possessed one eye. The second hint, this character has been voiced by Michael Bell, Kirby Morrow, Nolan North, and the late great Norm Spencer. The third hint, this character has been played on the big screen by James Marsden and Ty Sheridan. The fourth hint, this character has 2 brothers who are also mutants. Their code names are Havoc and Vulcan. The fifth hint, this character has a son from the future whose code name is Cable. And then the sixth and final hint, this character has never had control of their mutant powers due to a head injury they suffered as a child. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. So, I gotta ask, any questions?
Questions I walk around in, questions I didn't thrive in, questions I will survive in, questions.
Only have one question for this week, and it's from Mike Hart from Monroe, Louisiana. He asked, well, this is actually 3 questions, and I'm going to go ahead and answer each one as I ask them. Have you ever bought a book as an investment? No, nor will I ever. Do speculator or investors hurt the hobby? More than words. I can't even stress how badly they do. And then the third question, do they miss the true joy of comic books and the art form? Oh gosh, Mike, yes. You know, if you're just buying, I believe that if a person's just buying books just to make a profit off of later on, then they're missing the whole point. I mean, back when comics came out back in the during the Great Depression, nobody cared about that. All they were interested in was just reading or just reading one book, and then when that book ended, they were thirsty for more. And that's the same way I am. I never, I have been asked that. I've been asked that several times. Do you think this book's worth money? You think that book's worth it? Look, I don't care about that. Now, one day I'm going to be dead and gone. I'm going to have kids, and whatever they decide to do with the books, I don't care. But as for me, I don't pay attention to that at all. This is kind of similar. My answer is kind of similar to something that former football coach Herm Edwards had said during a press conference years ago when he was the head coach of the New York Jets. When he was asked about tanking, he said, "You play to win the game." Well, if somebody asked me about comics, do you just buy comics as an investment? No, you buy comics to read them. mean, what's the point? I mean, if you're just buying books for the investment, then you're missing the whole point. I mean, it's like buying a book and not even reading it. Now, granted, I'm very behind on a lot of books, but you best believe I'm gonna get caught up with each one that I have. But Mike, that's a great question, because there are some investors and speculators that do ruin the hobby. I mean, they just buy the books and then just don't do anything with them, and then hopefully one day they'll be worth something. Look, no. Now, granted, I take care of books when I buy them. That's for sure. But I don't care about how much they're worth. So just like what I said, if you're just buying them just for investment sake, then you're missing the whole point. Now, granted, there are some folks that buy graded books. That's different. A lot of folks just buy graded books only just to have and say that they have them and not read them. Although I'm the kind of person that, I don't care. I don't care about that. All right, that's a great question, Mike. I really love that, and really loving these questions y'all are coming out with. Now I'm going to have another Any Questions segment on episode 447. Now, it could be a question just like the one that Mike asked me. It could be a question pertaining to me in terms of reading and collecting comics, or it could even be a question pertaining to the show. But please, no personal questions. I won't ask nor answer them on the show. All right, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics. All right, there's only one thing I'm going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking. That's a brand new event coming to DC in July entitled Night Terrors. Now, Night Terrors is pretty much a horror movie or horror films inside comic books. It's a 4-issue miniseries that's going to be written by Joshua Williamson with art by Howard Porter and Guy March. Now, the whole plot of this is that Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman find the dead body of one of their earliest enemies inside the Hall of Justice, and their investigation takes them past the land of the living, beyond the land of the dead, and into a realm of nightmares. Now, what's going to happen is that within this miniseries, there are going to be a 2-issue miniseries that's going to feature almost every character and team within the DCU. And what they're doing, and pretty much, wheels within wheels, if you will. So what DC is doing as a result of these 2-issue miniseries within Night Terrors is that they're going to put a lot of their books on hiatus. Books like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Titans, all them. I think this is great. I'm totally on board with this. I am all in. So, there are going to be 2 issues of the Night Terrors miniseries in July and 2 in August. And then when it comes to the 2-issue miniseries within the Night Terrors miniseries, there's going to be 1 issue in July and 1 issue in August. And, really, Joshua Williamson, I always gush about him. And that's only because I really love him as a writer. Williamson has done no wrong since he started writing The Flash back in 2016. This was during DC Rebirth. And then, even after he left the book, he still continues to blow us away. Whether he's writing Batman or Superman, which he's also the writer on the monthly series, and then also on Justice League. He did Death of the Justice League, and then also he did Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Blew us away with that. I mean, what can I say? He does absolutely no wrong. And then Howard Porter is a staying power artist. I mean, I remember when he penciled the JLA series in the late 90s and early 2000s. And then Guy March, he penciled this book that I used to read called Gotham City Sirens. And then he was also on the Joker Maxi series for DC that just ended. He He's not on the Joker, the Man Stop Laughing, but he was on the first one. Holy cow. That man, I mean, what better artist would you have than these two? I mean, on a project like this. And I think this is a very good jumping on point for new readers. If there's something about DC that, if you've always wanted to read DC or anything DC related, this is it. So I think there's a prelude to it coming out in the coming month of June. But yeah, I believe that if you want to start reading DC books, this is the event you need to start reading. But anyway, again, I'm all in for Night Terrors. I mean, July can't get here any sooner. Alright, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. Alright, here we go. First up is the Avengers #1. Batman Superman World's Finest #15. Really excited about this book. Batman the Brave and the Bold #1. Black Adam #11. One of these days I'm going to not do that. I'm sorry, folks. Captain America Sentinel Liberty #12. Catwoman #55. Really excited about this book. Cyborg #1. Dawn of DC Primer. Oh, check it out. Double cover. I've seriously got to find a poster for this. This is also a poster, and I'm gonna find it. Fantastic Four #7, number 700 overall. The Flash #799. Hulk Annual #1. Miles Morales Spider-Man #6. Red Goblin #4. She-Hulk #13. Star Trek #8. Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow #2. Superman number 1. Or number 4. This is why I said number 1. Because I was looking at that and I saw this book. And I'm very excited about this book. Titans number 1. Unstoppable Doom Patrol number 2. Did it again? Jeez. Venom number 19. Wonder Woman number 799. X-Force number 40. And finally, X-Men number 22. Alright, that's 23, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 12,088. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. And here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which original X-Men was the only original member on the X-Men roster in 1975? Now, here are the hints again. The first hint is that this character's code name is derived from the Roman and Greek mythology creatures who only possessed one eye. The second hint, this character has been voiced by Michael Bell, Nolan North, Kirby Morrow, and the late great Norm Spencer. The third hint, this character has been played on the big screen by James Marsden and Ty Sheridan. The fourth hint, this character has two brothers who are also mutants. Their code names are Havoc and Vulcan. The fifth hint, this character has a son from the future whose code name is Cable. And then the sixth and final hint, this character has never had control of their mutant powers due to a head injury they suffered as a child. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Denise Schnell from Shreveport, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this episode. Alright, on this episode, I'm celebrating Memorial Day. Now, Memorial Day is when we honor the men and women that have served in any branch of the U.S. military who are no longer with us. Whether they were killed in action, gone missing in action, are prisoners of war, or died years after their services were up. This episode is in loving memory of these fine men and women, and it's in honor of their families. Now, this is a Memorial Day comic hero tee. Inside the speech bubble, you have the Digi camo, and then right here you have the words Memorial Day. And then here you have the words U.S. military. And here on our left sleeve you have the Memorial Day flag, which right at the bottom of it has the words honor and remember, because we need to honor and remember these people, folks. I mean, they fought for the freedoms that we often take for granted, and they sacrificed their lives as well. And then some of them lived to tell about it, only to pass away years later. But still, they matter. If they fought for our country, whether they're living or they're deceased, they matter. Before you flip that, you put all that meat on the grill, or before you partake in any potato salad or anything like that, think about all these men and women that have sacrificed their lives, that have gone into the field of battle and fought for the country, and fought for your right to do that. I know that's something that's usually said a lot, but that's something we really need to start taking seriously, folks. And then around here on the right sleeve, you have the American flag. Now, if you would like one of your own, you can find them on my website, IamTheComicHero.com, for $20. Now, if you know someone who is no longer with us, a fallen serviceman or a fallen servicewoman, It doesn't matter whether they were killed in action, gone missing in action, prisoners of war, or they died years after their services were up. If you would like their last name and the branch of the U.S. military that they served, I will do so. I will include them on the shirt with no extra cost. All right, now here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, it's back, folks. The Summer of Superheroes. And this is the 5th installment. This is a staple on the show since 2019. And I'm going to do something a little different this year. With this year being the 60th anniversary of the X-Men, the first 4 episodes in the month of June, I'm going to show some love to 4 different characters of the X-Men. In this order, they're going to be Iceman, Wolverine, Storm, and Louisiana's favorite mutant, Gambit. Now, there's a lot of significance with these characters. Iceman is my favorite of the original 5 characters. Wolverine, I mean, he's pretty much the face of the X-Men. When you think of the X-Men, you think of him. Although he wasn't an original member, I mean, it's kind of hard not to identify, the X-Men with him and vice versa. And then Storm, because she's the first black member of the X-Men, and that's history. I mean, she's part of history. And then Gambit, because I'm just a Louisiana boy and I'm kind of biased. I mean, Gambit's one of my favorite members. All right. And also, after you watch that episode, meet me on June 3rd at the Paragon Casino Resorts Ballroom, the site of the 3rd annual Sinlock Collecticon. I'm going to be a vendor there. Really excited about this. And I've been working really hard on a lot of merch. So as the late great Loretta Lynn used to sing, y'all come. And also, meet me on August the 18th through the 20th at the Shreveport Convention Center, the site of GeekCon 2023. It's going to be a lot of great guests there. Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, and Kurt Angle, and The Godfather, just to name a few, are going to be there. And then my good friend, an artist from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Roland Paris, will be there. I mean, this is the only Comic-Con in North Louisiana, and I don't care what part of North Louisiana you live, Northwest, North Central, or Northeast. Come and support this con, folks, because right now it's all we have in terms of North Louisiana, in terms of cons in North Louisiana. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome, and as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. If you're watching this for the first time on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome, and as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Noli. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 446. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and honor and remember.